You're watching the Fox 5 Morning News at 9.
Are you still tucked in bed and you haven't had breakfast yet? Well, you're going to love what we are about to do. It is time for another Spice It Up. Debbie Kornberg joining us to cook an easy dish. It's great for breakfast, it's great for lunch, it's great for dinner, and it is one of my favorite things to eat for breakfast. Debbie, good morning.
Good morning. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you. This kitchen smells divinely delicious. We're making one of my favorites today.
I was going to say tomorrow, have your husband make this so that you can have it breakfast in bed, please.
Yes, I need a copy of this and give it to the hubby. We are making shakshuka. Is that how you say it? Shakshuka? Shakus? What?
You can say it however you want. I like to pronounce it shakshuka.
Shakshuka.
And
okay.
Shakshuka, it is basically a poached egg in a tomato ragu. That's the fancy way. Or a tomato sauce that has built a lot of flavor.
Okay.
And it became really popular actually in Israel, and it's believed to have originated in North Africa. Tunisia likes to take credit for it. Morocco likes to take credit for it. Turkey likes to take credit for it. Wherever it originated, I'm so glad it made it here to San Diego because it is so delicious.
I know, I was going to say the same thing. I don't care who made it. Thank you. Let's make it. What do you need to make shakshuka?
Okay, so it's a 3-part process, and so some of the things you have in your kitchen I've already done, which is the tomato sauce. So
is that this right here?
Yes. So I'm going to just take a minute and show people how we got to that.
Okay.
So you have in your kitchen some onions, both red and white, and also some garlic.
Onions, garlic.
Yep, as well as some bell peppers. I did green, red, and I had some yellow, so I threw those in for color.
Okay.
And then I sauteed it down, and I built it out right in here.
Okay.
And so that is part one.
Part one.
Sauteing your veggies.
Got it.
Part two is we're going to now make our sauce.
Okay.
So I have a can of diced tomatoes and a can of tomato sauce, and I'm going to go ahead and pour both of those in.
Okay. Thank you for doing all the prep work
part
for me. I haven't had to do anything so far. I'm just sitting here stirring your sauce.
You will have a job.
Okay.
The next part is just building out the flavor. So of course we have our shakshuka blend. And, originally I thought I was going to be in the kitchen with you and this was going to be totally different.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But, things change rapidly and we pivot. So
yes.
So I have the shakshuka blend. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of that to the sauce.
Am I adding, or did somebody add the spices already? Oh, they added.
You can go ahead and add it in there too.
Anything for me to do.
I
love this. Okay.
Okay, so you can add a little bit in there if you want. I'm going to add a teaspoon of the coriander. You can give that a smell, nice woodsy flavor, and a teaspoon of cumin and a teaspoon of paprika. So we're going to mix that up, and voila, we now have the same sauce.
Okay.
And now I actually built my sauce out just like you, and I'm doing a little Julia Child. So here's my sauce that I prepped earlier this morning.
Got it.
And if your stove should be on like a medium heat.
Oh, low heat?
Medium heat.
Okay,
yep.
Medium.
And now we're going to get to the eggs. This is where the technique comes in, Shali. So you have some eggs, and this is where it becomes a poached egg dish. You will want to have a spoon handy.
Okay.
And we're going to build wells inside our sauce to be able to drop our eggs in.
Okay.
So that they can poach in there.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now do the egg?
So if you can either drop the egg directly in there. What I like to do is crack it into a glass first, so I can really gently pour it in. It's always a good idea to check your eggs to make sure there are no spots in them. And then that's right, just gonna pour those right in. So this is
number 2. I did one. Here's number 2.
I'm on 2 also. Exactly.
You drop it in the hole. There you go.
Exactly. You got it. So this is super easy. Your kids can help your husband make a beautiful breakfast. It doesn't have to be Mother's Day to get breakfast in bed, does it?
No, I mean, I tell my husband that every weekend, but it hasn't sunk in so far. I mean, we'll try again. Okay, and here's number 4.
I'm going to say the same thing to my husband. He's standing right here. Did you get that memo? Breakfast in bed, please, tomorrow.
I
or
know,
Sunday.
right? There we go. Okay, that's 4. Now what?
That's it. So then what you're going to do is just let that, I have a lid, I'm covering mine, and we can show you that.
Okay.
And it just sits and poaches. And then what's going to end up happening is it's going to look like this. Exactly.
Do we top
So
it with a little feta cheese too?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Top it
yes.
with feta.
Absolutely. I gave you a little parsley on there.
Little parsley.
Yeah, and then next to it, you have some spiced pita bread with za'atar and paprika because you're gonna want something to sop up all the sauce, right? Like you're gonna eat your delicious egg, and then you want that pita bread to be able to dig in there and build it. You got it. You
Debbie?
you've got it.
You are amazing. Thank you. I'm going to take a big bite of this. By the way, if you want to get this recipe, you can go to foxeyesandiego.com. Click the Scene on tab. It'll get you hooked up with this recipe. We're going to take a short break so that I can inhale this. Debbie, we'll be right back.
Have a great week.